Hey, what's going on? My name is Brad Solomon. I've got really strong targeting strategies that we're currently using for car dealers that can really be used in most businesses, but specifically for car dealers for Facebook advertising. The way that a lot of car dealers right now are doing Facebook ads is that they simply have a page and they're posting on the page, to their current fans. The problem with that is that you probably don't have that many fans, at least not compared to how many people are actually out there that want your services or who want to buy a car from you. The other problem with that is that even if you're posting and you've got 10,000 fans, there's a good chance that very, very few of those fans are seeing your actual posts. So we tried to fix that for car dealerships because there's such a wide array of people available for you in social media that you can target with your offers. And as long as you have good, strong creative and a good funnel process to turn people from searchers into leads into sales, then you can really use social media and specifically Facebook ads as probably your number one lead source, your number one source of getting traffic. You know those manifest lists that the OEM produces every month, and they've been cooking people's computers and they're kind of watching people's browsing history, seeing what they're doing online, and so your dealer your OEM can see who is actually in the market, right? Well, most dealerships don't do anything with those lists because there's like 3,000-4,000 people on those lists. What are you supposed to do with all those people? You can't send them an email and say, hey, we've been watching your browsing history. That's creepy. And your BDC is not going to call 3,000 to 4,000 people. Your BDC doesn't sit around and wait for people, for the OEM to put a manifest list out so they can cold call all these people. That's just not really how it works in a dealership. Right? So instead, what you can do is you can use that manifest list as a custom audience, and you'll upload your list into the Facebook Ads Manager, and they will become what's called a custom audience for you. And so basically, most of those lists have an email address and a phone number, and some of those emails and phone numbers are also connected to Facebook accounts, right? It's scary, I know, right? But some of them are connected to Facebook accounts of people in your area. So now we know that those people are actually interested in buying cars due to their browsing history, and we can target them on Facebook based on those custom audiences that the OEM provides for you. So that's a really strong way to target people on Facebook that you know are in the market for a car. Another way to target people on Facebook if you're a car dealership is to target people in the Ads Manager who have a specific affinity for your brand. So people express the affinity for your brand in the things that they post and the things that they show pictures of. There's a lot of different ways that people can say, hey, I love Toyota or I love Chevrolet. And again, Facebook is kind of tracking all of our behavior online. Like if you're logged into Facebook, then they are tracking everything that you do online. So they know if you happen to like a particular brand. And so therefore, we're able to use those types of parameters in our targeting on Facebook with our Facebook ads. So for instance, if you're selling Toyotas, then you can set up custom audiences in your Facebook Ads Manager just specifically for people who like Toyotas. Not only that, but you can also create lookalike audiences around that original audience so that the Facebook algorithm will actually go out there into the marketplace and find other people like that initial audience. A third way you can target people on Facebook that want to buy your cars is by targeting them based on income. So you could target people based on whether they can afford to buy your product. So just as a quick, this does require you to initially make some generalizations, but then you can use custom audiences to sort of firm up those audiences. So just as a for instance, let's just say you sell Audis, right? It's a nicer car, sort of a more upper echelon type of a vehicle. You may want to use as one of your targeting parameters people who like CNBC. Or people who read the Wall Street Journal, or things like that. Because technically, if you were to look at the viewership of things like CNBC, and if you were to look at the readership of the Wall Street Journal or WSJ.com, you're probably getting people that are in a higher income bracket. You just are. That's the way that works, right? So if I'm selling Audis or Mercedes or BMW, things like that, I can use Facebook ad targeting and interest targeting to get in front of people that can actually afford my product. On the other hand, let's say you're selling Toyotas and you're trying to sell more hybrids. You might want to target people who happen to be more environmentally conscious. And Facebook has tons of parameters in their ads manager which allow you to go after specifically people who are environmentally conscious, because again, Facebook's tracking all of our browsing behavior, so they're able to basically know whether somebody is environmentally conscious or tends not to be. So another great targeting parameter, and there's an unlimited number of those. And you can also target people on Facebook based on who needs your product, Facebook and Instagram, and actually all social media, but we're talking specifically about Facebook right now. People that need your product. So let's say, for instance, you got a great special going on right now on SUVs. Well, who needs SUVs? A lot of times they're people with families. So in the ads manager, in the Facebook ads manager, you can go after people who have families, who have children who are between the ages of 0 and 1, or 1 and 3, or 3 and 7. You can target people based on whether or not they identify as soccer moms, right? There's all these different parameters that are made now available to us in the ads manager that allow you to put your particular types of vehicles in front of the people that want to see them most. If you're selling Corvettes, you may want to put your ads in front of sports car enthusiasts. If you're selling large trucks, then you may want to put your ad in front of people who have an affinity for full-size pickup trucks. Again, it's all tracked behavior in the ads manager, which we can absolutely show you how to take advantage of. A couple of no-brainer, absolute easy targeting parameters that every car dealer should be using in Facebook is remarketing. So remarketing both from your website and remarketing from Facebook as well. So let's talk about your website. So people come to your website, and right now you might already have like remarketing set up on the Google display network. So if somebody comes to your website, you can follow them around with ads to sort of remind them of you. Well, Facebook offers that too, but they offer it like on steroids, because now you can put ads in front of people where they can actually fill out a form. You can show them an ad that might have had to do with the type of vehicle they were looking at. And it's on Facebook, so they can sort of interact with it. They can comment on it, share it, like it, whatever the case may be. So you would want to set up website retargeting by installing a Facebook pixel essentially on your website, and the code it'll show your ad in their Facebook news feed. You can place it into their Instagram. You could place it into their Messenger account. There's a lot of different ways that you can place that. Now, you can also retarget people who have engaged with your Facebook post, and this is sort of where we get into marketing funnels. So let's say, for instance, that you're trying to sell Chevrolet Silverados, and you've got 200 of them in stock. So maybe you take 5 really nice pictures of some Silverados that are going to stop the thumb. That's what this is all about, is putting an ad out there that's good enough to stop people's thumb, because they're going, and you've got to come with something that's pretty compelling in order to get them to stop what they're doing and actually look at your ad. So you're trying to sell Silverados, right? And you've got 200 of them in stock. I would take 5 really nice pictures of Silverados, put some captions on them, and make sure that the caption doesn't cover 20% of the picture, because Facebook won't run it if it does. So you're going to show these ads to people, and then once they interact with them, you can then set up a custom audience to retarget the people who have recently engaged with your Facebook ads or your Facebook posts or your page or whatever the case may be. So now I'm looking through my news feed, I engage with a Silverado ad, I look at some pictures of it, maybe I comment on it, maybe I don't, and then I move along with the rest of my day. Well, later on that day, I see a new ad from the same dealership that says, interested in a Silverado? Click here to fill out a small form, and we'll have somebody get right back to you with pricing details or leasing details. I mean, how strong is that? Now, this way, you're getting in front of people that have already expressed interest. So that's remarketing and retargeting. If your social media strategy is sort of to just post things to have a presence and to show people that you still exist and that you're alive and so on, that's fine. It's certainly better than nothing. But the problem with it is that it might make you think that you're actually using Facebook in a way that is profitable, and you probably are not. To use the platform to get leads and sales, not just likes and shares, because in reality you can't deposit likes and shares into the bank. So the point of social media advertising is to generate leads and ultimately to sell more cars and trucks and SUVs. So